Barbie has teamed up now with a brand associated with hockey, and we're talking about CCM. They are launching the hockey gear collection. This is all in an effort to get girls to feel more inclusive and included in the sport. And to talk more about this morning is two-time Olympic gold medalist in hockey and currently the Vice President of Product Innovation and Commercialization at CCM Hockey. We're talking about none other than Catherine Ward. Catherine, appreciate you joining us this morning. Let's talk about this partnership. You know, Barbie and CCM, this is the partnership I didn't necessarily see coming, but I could see the benefits of it. How did this all come about? And talk a little bit more, if you would, about the goal here.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me today. It's an exciting time that CCM, we're partnering with Barbie. So the idea is to really grow the game. We had an initiative already with the FTW line, which was designed solely for women, on the differences in their body. You know, women doesn't need the same equipment. We're made a little bit smaller, but the game is fast. So we adapted the equipment for that. And this was a no-brainer in terms of next steps to keep growing the game. So getting more girls, new girls, girls that will recognize themselves now with more of a pink, a girly aspect, really challenging the normal tradition of what typical hockey looks like. So really kind of branching out and partnering with Barbie, which is such an iconic brand and really has been crucial and really allowing girls to dream big. So this was a no-brainer for CCM.
Catherine, I'm curious. Obviously, you had incredible success, in your hockey career, a couple of gold medals, like we mentioned here. What do you think this is going to mean to some of the young girls up and coming, or maybe even girls who aren't interested in hockey now, but are interested in Barbie? How do you see this as potentially expanding the game?
Yeah, I think it's going to allow them to recognize and feel like they can be part of this. I think, when I was growing up, I was lucky enough. I had a brother, so for me it was natural. But for other girls that don't have that exposure to hockey in the same way, now we're lucky with the visibility of the PWHL, but expanding that in terms of a more different approach. Now different girls can recognize themselves and really see themselves maybe one day being one of those Olympians. So.
Yeah, I mean, they could follow in your footsteps as well. I mean, gone from Olympian to the corporate world and, the success you're having there. Let's talk, and I hate to sort of dwell on something like this, but, the Milano Cortina Olympics just wrapped up, that heartbreaking gold medal game, the women losing in overtime to the Americans here. It's a silver. There's nothing wrong with a silver medal, but Canadians, of course, and as you know, expect gold. I wonder what your thoughts and emotions were there, because the other part to that was the fact that the Americans had beaten Canada fairly handily 7 straight times, and then that final was incredibly close.
Yeah, I think the Canadian team needs to be proud. Like, I know it's a silver medal, like you mentioned, and we're always aiming for gold, but they were so close. The way they played the game and the way they rallied after the 7 losses, after a difficult game during the round robin, they should be very proud. And I know that we're all proud of the work that they've done. And honestly, a game like that, to grow again the game between US and Canada, you couldn't ask for better.
Yeah, it was pretty remarkable. In the U.S. and Canada, they're clearly the top, hockey nations in the world. And Barbie is sort of that top, toy that so many, girls turn to and pick up here. What are we going to see? I know you're with CCM, but what are we going to kind of see on the Barbie side here as well? Beyond gear, will we see, hockey dolls now? Do you know that side of it?
So Barbie, they already have hockey dolls, but on our side, we're really focused right now on 2 drops. So we will have a FTW Pro Barbie stick, also with a apparel drop. And then when we get back to hockey, that's when we're really targeting more new girls into the game with like a full kit that comes in a box. So for first time players, it's great with a youth stick that's combined, a mini stick. So it's a really great collection in terms of attracting new girls and again bringing diversity into the sport.
What is your assessment right now of, you've already mentioned the PWHL. We've seen the Canadian success at the Olympics, throughout effectively on the women's side. How do you rate where the women's hockey and girls hockey is in this country?
I think it's unbelievable. Every time I go to a PWHL game, I'm amazed seeing in the stands how many jerseys and the success it's had. Like, we've all believed in the product, that the product was there for a long time, but now it's nice to see it recognized. And I think people are really enjoying what they're seeing. So I think this partnership is really at a right time just because of where the sport's at and the recognition it has.
Yeah, that makes sense indeed. Okay, that is Catherine Ward, Vice President at CCM Hockey, and of course, two-time Olympic gold medalist. Catherine, appreciate the time this morning. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
And you.